Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. It's our Ray Foodie Fam. So for today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys how to make lasagna. So if that's something you're interested in, go ahead and keep watching. Thank you for your support. Thank you for clicking on this video. Go ahead and like, comment if you have any questions, comment if you have any suggestions, and let's get on to the video. So for today's ingredients, we need 2 pounds of ground beef. Our store doesn't have them in 2-pound packs, so I got 2 1-pounds. You need a box of lasagna noodles. Any brand is fine, doesn't matter. 1 24-ounce of cottage cheese. A whatever cheese blend you like. For this video, I'm just using mozzarella. You need this size of, which is 45 ounces of sauce, or 2 of the regular jars, and then 1 egg, and then the seasonings that I'll be using: salt and pepper, and onion powder and garlic powder. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna put some water to boil, and that'll be for our noodles. I'll go ahead and show you guys over there. Alright, so here I have my water boiling. What I'm going to do is open up the box of the lasagna noodles, and I'm going to throw them in here. It's okay if they don't fit in there correctly because they'll get softer right now and they'll all go in, but I put them in different directions. So I use, I think it's about 12 of them, but I'll just go ahead and, I always cook 12 just in case. And I just put them in different ways so they don't stick. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Alright. What we're also going to do is add in I'm gonna start with a tablespoon of salt. I don't think, usually I just pour it in there, but I'm trying to measure for you guys. So I'll just do 1 tablespoon of salt. And then right now, when they get a little bit softer, I'll go ahead and stir them around. Alright, now I'm going to bring you to the other side. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to get our packs of ground beef. We're going to turn this to a medium heat, and we're going to throw in our ground beef. Since I got the one that's 80 lean, 20% fat, I don't add any oil because this does let out a lot of oil or fat. I'll just throw this in there. Oh, geez. And I'll throw in the other one. And then I'll start breaking it up. Do you guys like electric stovetops, or do you guys like gas? I don't really like this. It's a temporary situation, so it's fine, but I like cooking with gas. It heats up so much faster and stuff's done quicker. That's just my opinion. A lot of people love electric. So now that it's a little bit broken up, what I'm going to do is add in some seasonings. Let me move this one back. I just realized how tiny this thing is. Hold on. Alright. So now that these noodles are sunken in, I'm going to go ahead and give them a quick stir. So we're gonna let that boil for about 10 minutes. Meanwhile, this is heating up because it takes forever. We're gonna add in the seasonings. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna start off with a teaspoon, and I'll look at it. But we'll do 1 teaspoon, and it's gonna be onion powder, and we'll add that in. I'll do 1 more. So that's 2 teaspoons of onion powder. And then we'll do 1 teaspoon of garlic powder. And 1 teaspoon of black pepper. And we're gonna do maybe half a teaspoon of salt. It may seem like a lot of seasonings, but it gives it the perfect amount of flavor. Believe me. So let me go ahead and stir that up again. You guys see it? We're gonna make sure all those seasonings get, spread out through everywhere. And we're gonna just go ahead and let this brown. Mine takes forever, but we'll just keep an eye on it. All right. So while that is heating up, let me take you guys back over there, and we're gonna prep the cottage cheese. Okay, so now for this cottage cheese part, what we're gonna do is open it up, and again, this is a 24-ounce container of cottage cheese, and what we're gonna do is pour the whole thing out. And if you guys missed like the sizes of everything, don't forget that I leave them down in the description box. Oh, they all came out. One whole egg. And then that's trash. And then we're gonna do 1 teaspoon of garlic powder. And 1 teaspoon of black pepper. And we're going to just mix it all in. And it should look a little something like this. Set that aside. So we're prepping everything so we could do like our assembly line here right now. But let me check on the ground beef, and I'll take you guys over there. Since our ground beef is almost ready, we'll want to go ahead and turn our oven on to 350 or preheat it. Make sure I don't have anything inside. And then just keep mixing this all up. making sure it's completely all brown. And we'll go ahead and give this a stir over here. Don't forget about your noodles. I think they're almost ready. Let me check it out. What I do is cut a tiny piece and I taste it just to see if it's ready. It's almost ready. It's still a little chewy. That's okay though, because they're going to be going into the oven. They'll cook in there and get softer in there, but we'll just wait maybe about 5 more minutes, which is still part of the 10 minutes. There's a seasoning you can add in here that's totally optional, but you can add in a sprinkle of Italian seasoning. I'll go ahead and add in a little bit. Stir it all up. And then there is going to be a lot of juice. I don't know if you guys could see it here in the ground beef. Hold on. Yeah, so you see that? That's all the fat. But I'm going to drain it because that's, I don't want it in there. I'm going to just wait a little bit more till it cooks all, and then I'll show you guys how I drain it. Alright, so it's been 5 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and drain this. I'll take you guys over there. Alright, so here's the pot. I'm just going to pour it over. If you want to get a facial, just put your face under it. And then we'll just set this aside for now. And then actually, what I like to do is rinse cold water so that they don't stick. They're hot, and then I just separate them, and I place them around here so that they stay separated. And then we're just going to put these on the side, and while I wait for the ground beef. I think it's probably ready now. Let me go check on it. So now we have our pasta and then our cottage cheese mix right here. Let me go check on the ground beef. Okay. So our ground beef is done. Here it is. I have this bowl with this draining thing, and I'm just gonna put the meat in there since I don't want all that fat in there. And I put the bowl because they say that it's bad to put it down your drain. The fatness. And then we'll go ahead and keep this to use it right now. It's okay if it has a little bit of fat in there, but we'll go ahead and drain this in there. And we'll just give it a little stir to make sure it's all out. And whenever you feel like it's already drained enough, you'll just pour it back in to the same pot you were using. And we'll take it back over to the other side. Look at all that fat, that's gross. So let me take it over there. All right, so now that our ground beef is ready, what we're gonna do is get our I like to use Prego traditional, but you can use any of them. We're gonna get our sauce and we're gonna pour the whole thing in there. It may seem like a lot of sauce, but I just like to have extra just in case. I don't like the layers to be too thin in the lasagna. I like to see them when I cut into it. And we're gonna let this heat up, maybe about 5 minutes on medium-high heat. And then if you want to get all the sauce out, you can add a little bit of water, shake it up. And close it and shake it up and then pour it out. Alright. So we'll wait for this to heat up. Maybe about 5 minutes, and then we'll go ahead and start prepping. Honestly, it doesn't even have to heat up that much because it's going in the oven for an hour anyway, but I'll just let it heat up a little bit and then I'll take it over there. All right, so now that our prep work, hold on, I think it's crooked. Okay, sorry about that. So now that our prep work is ready, what we're gonna go ahead and start to do is make the layers of the lasagna. So the first layer is gonna be a little bit of sauce, just so that the noodles don't stick to the bottom. It's okay if it has a little bit of meat in it, but this is just so that it doesn't stick to the bottom. And then I think that's good. Can you guys see it? I hope so. Yeah, so it has a little bit of sauce. Now we're gonna grab some noodles. So it's 1, 2, and 3. So first layer, sauce. The next layer, a little bit of sauce. And the next layer, noodles. Now we're gonna get a good amount of the meat sauce, and we're gonna put that on here. You want to make sure that it's pretty full. It's probably going to be about half of what we made, so about 1 pound of the meat in here, which is hard to tell like how much, but just make sure you leave half for the other side. So you want to pour in to all the spaces of the noodles. And then I dropped them. Okay, so there's that. And then, like you guys can see out from the side, has the noodles and the meat. And then we're gonna get just a handful of cheese. And we're gonna sprinkle it over the top. So far it should be a little bit of meat or sauce, noodles, meat, cheese. And it just has to be a little bit of cheese, not too much. The next layer is going to be some more noodles. So we're going to get 3 of them again. So there's 1, 2, 3. And on this layer is going to be the cottage cheese mix, the entire cottage cheese mix. And we're going to flatten it out. Alright, so I flattened out that cottage cheese layer, and we're going to add more cheese. So let's get a handful of cheese. And just sprinkle it over the top. And then, so now, just to recap, we have a little bit of meat sauce, noodles, meat, cheese, noodles, cottage cheese, cheese, and here we go to the next one. We're gonna get 3 more noodles. There's 1. There's 2. There's 3. And then now we're going to get the remainder of the meat and put it on top. I was gonna pour it on, but I got scared. I don't know why. If you think it's too much meat for you, then obviously just take some out, but I like to see the layers when I cut it up, so I like to use 2 pounds. But there's that. And then just make sure all the spots are covered up from that one to the next layer. And this is a little bit of what's left, but I'm gonna leave it like that. I don't want it too much meat. And then now we're going to pour the more cheese on top. And since this is the last layer, you can make it pretty with the cheese, so you can put enough cheese. I think that's about it. Make sure it's in every. There we go. Maybe a little bit more. I love cheese. Cheese, babe. Alright, there's that. So now, look, here we go. You see that? Yay! It's pretty heavy too. So what we're gonna do, let me recap one last time. So it was a little bit of sauce, noodles, a little bit of meat sauce, cheese, noodles, cottage cheese mix, the one we made, real sprinkled cheese, noodles, the remainder of the meat sauce, and sprinkled cheese. Alright, so for the last step, what we're going to do is, I forgot to tell you all in the beginning, but we need foil. So what we're going to do is wrap the foil, and we're going to cover our tray with it, or baking dish. And now we'll throw it in the oven at 350 degrees for 1 hour, and then I'll be back with you guys once it's been an hour. So the time is 3:26, and we're gonna set the timer for 60 minutes. And I'll be back in an hour. As you guys can tell, it has been an hour and I'm about to take it out. All right, so here it is, freshly out of the oven, and I'm gonna uncover it because we need to let it cool. So here it is, freshly out of the oven. I uncovered the foil and we're gonna let it sit for a couple minutes because we want everything to stay together. If you cut it up open right now, it's gonna be like a lasagna soup since it's so hot. So we'll just wait a couple minutes. Here's everything, looks good. We'll wait a couple minutes. I'll let you guys know how much minutes we waited for it to cool down, and then I'll show you once it's cut up and served, and we'll do a taste test. Alright guys, so it's been about 30 minutes of it cooling down, but I still think it's a little too warm, but I'm going to try to cut into it. So the first cut I did was this way. Come here. Come here. And then the next cut we're going to do is this way. And then this way. Those are our 3 pieces. Let me try to get it out. Hold on. Sit down right here. Okay. Don't touch. No. No, thank you. And then here we go. It's still a little bit warm. It's okay, it'll be fine. So here it is. It's kind of hard to see, but you see it's still a little hot. So you might want to wait a little bit more. And here goes the taste test. Let me make sure it's not too hot.
Let me try.
It's a little bit warm.
Let me try. Listen.
Hold on. No. What happened? No, thank you.
Guess what?
What?
Very good.
All right, we got a very good from Ivan. Thumbs up. All right. So there's that, guys. Mateo shaking his booty. All right, guys. Well, thank you guys for watching. Go ahead and like, comment, subscribe. If you have any questions, leave them down in the comment box below. Thank you guys for your support. Go ahead and share. And I know it was a long video, but thank you for sticking by. And I appreciate you all. And I hope you try it out. And tag me, please. Thank you.